Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Amber. This is my channel, Foxglove's Handiwork, and this is a video that I've been working on for quite some time. And I finally decided to split it up into two parts. And so you are about to see part one. Make sure to stay tuned or subscribed if you're not, so that you can see part two next week. So let's dive on in. In today's video, I am attempting a Pinterest project. Not a Pinterest fail, which I think we all know about. But I've had this idea kind of swirling around for a little while now of like, oh, I have saved all of these things from my Pinterest board. I should do them. I should make them. So that's what I'm gonna do. Now, this pin thing that I posted, put a video of it somewhere. It is so fast. I watched this so many times. You cannot slow it down. Paused it, rewatched it, paused it, rewatched it. And I think I figured it out. I also determined that the shape of what is being crocheted is called a bobble. And it's sort of like bobble patterns that I found online. It's a little different. But by watching it over and over and over and over and over again, I figured it out. To begin, we need a 4-leaf bobble thing. We make a magic circle, chain 3, and this is, I think, a double and a half stitch. Yeah, because that's that first one. This one, final one. So I have to do 5. So after I've made my 5th 1.5, I actually take the needle out, slide it through the top of the chain, or that first one, back through, slip and pull all the way through. And it bunches it up together. So I'm gonna do the other 3 petals and show you the satisfying part of pulling it. So what I forgot to mention is that you just chain between each one for the corners. I've found 6, and because this is the very center, it's going to be all corners. Now, satisfying part. And we have our little flower. Pull that through there. This yarn is a little bit thinner than than the other ones, so I think the puffs aren't quite as puffy. But I'll tie this in the back so that it doesn't come undone. So, first color accomplished. I'm still learning, new at crocheting and changing colors. Still figuring that out. So, for now, I just loop it through, pull it, and attach the next color. Should I do this? How will that look? It's kind of cool. Attach the next color. Ooh, is that gonna be enough? Yeah, why don't we do this blue? And one of the things I was really drawn to in the Pinterest video is the colors. I'm such a color person, like, that's important to me. And I really liked how some of it's kind of a gradient, but it's not quite. So I just do a square knot and continue with the next row. So I'm going to do 3-ply, 3 chain to start the next one. And then I'm just going into the loop of the 6 chain from the previous row. And since these are the corners, I'm going to do 2 puffs in each hole here. So here are the 2 darker blue puffs in the archway of that one, right? So I'm gonna continue around the circle doing 2 in each, because right, each of these arches where the 6-ply was is a corner of the design. Here is the second round. I'm going to add kind of a lighter blue for the third round. I do 2 in each again, so in each of these. And now that this, right, this is the corner, this has 6, but this is a side, so that's only 4 chain ply, and having the 2 extra stitches will help to make the corners more square. So I'm annoyed because the shadow of my glasses are hitting my eyes. Weird, but I don't feel like moving. So we are on to our 4th color. And so far we've been doing 2 bobbles in each arch, right? 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Now for the 4th color, we are starting to make the square shape. Make this our center flower. It's like a plus sign. So right in the corners, so this is the corner, 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 right? There's all corners. And then on this side, corner, corner, corner. So only the corners now get the 2. I'm trying to do 2 and hold something, 2. So I'm doing a single 4, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I go into the next arch, do my bobble. So now it's only 1 bobble in each archway. I'll show you when we get to a corner. So I've made it to the corner, corner, corner. So I started the first. Now I'm going to chain 6. So having that extra space helps with making 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now into the same arch. Sweet. Pick it up, go back to that first chain of the 5, right? Through the last loop and pull it through. And so here, and then you can kind of see the corners start to develop. And then that'll be going down this way. I've finished the green 4th layer. And you can see, and it's starting to turn into a square. It definitely helps to give a little tug. But there's our square. This round, the yarn is a little thinner than some of the other ones I've done, which I will show you, don't worry. So the bobbles are more pointy, but this'll look. Now, I've been doing, I think 2 more colors. And my pattern that I've been doing is that the color I use for that center is the same one that goes on the outer edge, which has gotten me in trouble. because that means I have to have enough of this color, the starting color, to also then do the outer edge. So I'm really loving this color scheme. Now, there's this kind of light blue, which I feel like clashes with this. I have this blue, which is the same color as my shirt. It might be okay. Let me look at it, not on screen. I'm also starting to lose my light. I don't know, I'm not sold. I did pull down this brown, which could be kind of cool. Ooh, maybe that's it. That kind of goes with the yellow. Can't talk. Not the orange, the green. Green. The brown and the green, it kind of brings the warm tones of the green. Okay, brown. Brown it is. How I'm differing from the Pinterest inspiration is that it looked like the person was making a blanket, which requires having more yarn to do the outer square part. And also the patience to do that, which I think it could do. I think it's just like having enough of one color would be my concern. So since I'm doing smaller sizes, I have envisioned putting these on pillowcases or making them into pillowcases. I think just, you know, a fun decorative front. Definitely needs some, sorry, talking and fixing this is not going well, or getting this the right way. The crochet element needs to be attached to a cloth pillowcase, so it's, the crochet just isn't structurally enough to hold a pillow. So I'm ready to film, and I'm realizing that when you film and have a dog, you learn some things, like to hide the squeaky toy before you film. Did I take your toy away? I did take your toy away. I'm so sorry. Now that it is sort of quiet, I will begin. I do have the fan going because it is hot. I remembered to turn off the AC. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I've been editing the earlier part of this video. I wish I had the high-tech audio equipment or program to like take that out, but I hope you were able to just drown it out. We are now at the point where I have added 6 layers to our square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the one that you have watched me make, sort of. I did the brown and gold off camera because it gets really repetitive, and I thought you probably don't want to see me do the same thing just with different colors. So this one is practically done. This is the first one I made. Oh, it's more luscious. The yarn is thicker. I doubled up. This green stuff is super thick. Really pretty color scheme. I really like this one. So this is the 7 colors. This is the second one that I made. Has this like blue gold going, and how I really like how a sort of gradient, and it's a gradient from this gold and blue, and then it has like this harsh contrast, but it's still the same colors. So I was also doing another row of just single crochet around the edge, but I wanted to use the gold before I finished. So I don't think I won't have enough yarn to do that on all of them. But we'll see. So those are the first two, definitely my favorite. But we have some good ones still in the chute. This one is very kind of retro. The issue I started running into is that the colors I was running out, because I only had like one ball of each of these colors, some larger than others. And so my color schemes had to get a little more creative. So this one has more of a retro flair, which is still fun. Also, I don't know what color I'm gonna do on the outside of this. So maybe this one is just a little smaller. The next step though, that I do wanna share with you all so I can finally get this video out, has been several weeks in the making, is I need to make a pillowcase for this to be attached to. She has found another toy. Though it does not squeak, she's very excited about it, so you may hear little jingles. That is Magpie. I have scavenged my hordes of cloth, and I do tend to gravitate towards patterns, particularly floral patterns, which I don't think would go well. I think we need a solid. Second toy may have to be taken away because she might break it. Oh, one moment. We are back. She started, it's like a hard plastic, and started like chewing and like breaking smaller pieces off. So that one had to go. Where was I? Fabric. We need fabric to make pillowcases for the crocheted decorative part to attach to. So I have this beautiful mustard cover. It is totally vintage, and I kind of would hate to cut it. Look at that. Twin, I do have two of them, but I thought one of them might have had a tear. I picked these up at the Goodwill bins. So if it is the case that one of these has a tear, I could use this maybe for this retro one. That would look good. And you could only really see it when you're up close. And I did think if one has a tear, you know, I would cut it to make pillows, but then I could make a pillowcase to go with the other set that wasn't ripped, so it's still a set. I have this Crate and Barrel linen sheet curtain. It's pretty transparent, but it's white, so I don't think it's ideal. It's not ideal, but sometimes you just have to work with what you have. So white would look good. I'll have to do another, I'll show you. Those are the only like truly solid color sheets that I have. Other options I grabbed, I do have this, it's a sheet I got from the bins, and I was thinking of this color scheme, so that might be a good fit. However, there is a pattern, and I feel like that takes away from the crocheting. And last, but, oh, no, I have two more. I have this red striped sheet I got at Goodwill, and I made a very fast makeshift skirt for the Renaissance Fair last year. It's very bold, and I was definitely wanting something not so bold. And the last thing is this kind of dark periwinkle. It's more purple in person. It's looking very blue on screen. She's just having a heyday. She was napping like less than 10 minutes ago, or before I started filming. So this could also be an option. Having just done the close-ups has helped me narrow down what I want to do. So this kind of blue, kind of purpley blue looked the best. It's dark enough that it allows the colors from the crochet to shine through, but it's still, yeah, it doesn't take away. I found like the white and the yellow, well, and the yellow is not even necessarily on the table. So that's kind of helpful. I also was thinking about when the color of the fabric will be the back side of the pillow. I do have an idea of crocheting the edge. I'll show you. I need to measure the crochet square so I know how much fabric I need to cut. Okay, so it's 11 inches. It's also 11 inches. I probably should be writing this down. Hopefully my short-term memory in for the win. Okay, so also 11. Well, that's helpful then. One was less. I think I'm just going to say they're 11 because it'll kind of stretch, right? So like, even though it's like 10 3/4, I can kind of stretch that to the edge there. So those are the 3 full ones. And then do I want to do a mini pillow? The only issue is then finding inserts. See, that one's 9. I make my own insert. I think for the little one, I might just have to stuff it myself. I'm gonna do some research and make sure I can find fitting inserts to fit these, because that would be a bummer. So IKEA does not have a 12-inch by 12-inch pillow insert. And the reason I looked up 12-inch when the pillows were 11-inch is a tip on one of like Drew Scott, Lone Fox, and XO McKenna, or just Decor YouTube videos, is if you put a larger insert into the pillowcase, it will be puffy. 11 by 11 pillowcase is also kind of an unusual size. Now, though IKEA doesn't have it, there are places on the interwebs that do. Of course, Amazon has it. I don't like buying from Amazon for many reasons. What I really love about a lot of the sustainability folks I follow is that we are striving for progress and not perfection. So this is what I do. You do you. And I hope you are inspired by some of the things from my channel, or you just enjoy watching it. Hopefully I'll get better at regularly getting those videos out. But anyway, back to pillows. Pillows are happening. I've been having so much fun crocheting and the colors, and making the pillows it needed its own video. It was just so involved. There's different things I learned. And so stay tuned next week for part 2. And until then, bye.